Hello everybody, Smokity Smokes here. It's time for, I was gonna call this an old-fashioned review, but I don't know why I was gonna say that. How is this old-fashioned? It's basically just like a real-time review. Like I put the tobacco in there, and you watch me smoke it, and I talk about it as I smoke it. So it's like, I have to come up with a name for that, but it's like a longer review where you actually watch the guy smoking it. Some people are into that, some people really don't give a crap, some people just like watching the tabletop, the person just explaining what they tasted, and it's short, sweet, to the point, about 3 minutes or so. But every now and then I'm going to do a review like this, and for some reason today I'm just in that mood. So this is from a new shipment of tobacco. I got about I think it was 9 different tobaccos that I got that I was very excited to try. I've been trying them all and testing them out, and some of them need more time, some of them need to be a little bit more hydrated, but I haven't really done a review on any of them yet because I feel like I need to test them a little bit more to give a fair review. But I've tested this one about 1.5 times, I want to say. I mean a half because it was a very short smoke. Long story, I'm not going to get into it, but this is going to be probably about my 3rd time testing this out. And I've also had a friend test this out as well. So you're going to watch me do this. And actually, I was about to just go outside and smoke it, but then I realized, hey, wait, why don't I make a video about it? It just randomly popped into my head. So you can see I already put in the first pack in there. So this is how I normally do it. This is my 2nd pack. Just do a big old pinch. By the way, this is a Nording freehand pipe. Really sweet. Lightly pack it in there. And for the 3rd pack, I'm going to do it even more firm than the 2nd pack. And let's do another one. Why not? The more the merrier. Even more firm this time. Okay, cool. I'm going to twist it up a little bit. And that's packed a little bit tight. I'm going to have to screw around with that with the tamper just a little bit, because after you light it, you want to tamp it down again, and that's going to be just a little bit too tight. It's going to be very difficult to draw on it, so instead I will loosen this up a little bit, and then, yeah, so I'll do that outside, and I will see you in 1 second. Alright, so here we are. It is ridiculously cold out right now. Well, not ridiculous, but it's pretty cold, so anyway, here we go. Okay, well, initial flavor is very sweet. It's pretty cool, actually, the way it smokes. I was expecting it to be a very hot smoke, as a lot of aromatics are, but so far it's not. As far as its consistency and quality goes, it's staying fairly well lit. This reminds me, there was a tobacco I just did a review on. I don't remember which one it was offhand, but long story short, I was talking to the camera the whole time for about 25 or 30 minutes, and then I realized it wasn't recording. I'll have to redo that sometime. Excellent room note on this. Very good, very just sweet, light, just smells nice. Really, really nice vanilla flavor. I'm getting a little bit of maple, not a whole lot. I may have forgot to mention what the tobaccos were that was in this. I'll just annotate it or something when it's done, but I believe it was Virginia's and Cavendish. It certainly tastes like it. So far, I'm pretty impressed. It's smoking very cool. It's staying lit pretty well. It just tastes good. It's a mild all-day smoke. It's sweet. I wouldn't say overly sweet. I have yet to have an overly sweet tobacco. Some people have warned me about that, they hate overly sweet tobaccos. I don't think I've tasted an overly sweet tobacco before. Maybe it's just my palate, but so far I'm pretty impressed, but I will get back to you when the flavor significantly changes. Alright, well, I'm almost done with the smoke now. There's still quite a bit left in there. I know you probably can't see that at all, but yeah, I generally don't spend that much time smoking because I'm usually just by myself out in the alone cold. I just get bored pretty fast, but it is still relaxing. It is still time to reflect on things that happen throughout the day or throughout the year or throughout your life, or philosophizing. That's what pipe smoking is all about. It's pretty sweet, but flavor stayed pretty consistent. It's not quite as sweet as it started out. It's starting to get a little bit ashy, a little bit sooty tasting, which is unfortunate how tobaccos just, according to physics, have to do that. You know how some tobaccos kind of taste like pretzels after a while? That's the best I can describe it, like pretzels. If you've smoked it for a long time, then it starts to get ashy. It tastes kind of like pretzels. I don't know what it is. It's not exactly a pleasant thing when it comes to tobaccos. It's basically a warning that it's now, the flavor is kind of going away. But it stayed lit pretty much throughout the entire thing. There were times where I just didn't smoke at all for a good 2 or 3 minutes or so, and then there was still some smoke left in there, and I had to relight it. But generally speaking, it smokes pretty cool. I didn't get any tongue bite or anything like that. Maybe a very minor amount, but no more than any other tobacco would give you. So it smokes pretty cool. The flavor's pretty consistent. It's fairly sweet. It's good. It does have a nice vanilla flavor. Maybe just a pinch of maple, but that could be subconscious or subliminal rather, Could just be a placebo because it says maple and now, oh, I'm tasting maple now. But basically, I do 100% taste vanilla for sure, and then the Cavendish really stands out. It's got like a sweet, brown, sugary flavor to it, and that's what Cavendish is. So it's a sweet, mild, cool, pretty consistent smoke. It's really not bad at all, and for the price, it's like, I think $3 for an ounce of it, maybe less. It's really, really good, so I'm just going to give it a few more puffs here. It's still pretty good, but it's getting the pretzel thing. The pretzel thing's going on with it. It's still probably good for a while. Maybe I could just scoop out those ashes. That usually provide somewhat of a cleaner taste, but I'm just going to call it quits for now. It's a good tobacco. It stayed pretty consistent throughout pretty much the entire thing, and it, maybe because I was puffing a little fast, I tend to I tend to smoke tobaccos a little fast, and that's, when a tobacco tastes so good, you want to smoke and smoke and smoke and smoke it, but then when you smoke so fast, it just burns out of the tobacco, and it tastes like ashes or pretzels, so I put it faster, and it's not what you want. So it's kind of a skill. I'm still trying to learn it, but especially with aromatics, that's what happens. So in conclusion, if you're into vanilla, if you're into maple, go out and get this tobacco. It's very cheap. There's nothing technically wrong I can say with it, because see, there's two ways to sort of attack a review. There's like the technical way, and then there's like the personal preference way. The technical way would be, how consistent is the tobacco? Does it stay lit for a long time? Does the flavor stay the same, or does it change a lot? Does it turn to ash right away? Does it taste amazing initially, but then turn to crap right after? Or how strong is the flavor, regardless of what the flavor is? There's all these technical things, and then there's the personal preference things, like someone who hates, cherry-flavored tobacco might say, this tobacco sucks because it tastes like cherry. But you might think, well, why did you get that tobacco if you don't like cherry to begin with? But then there's a more technical way to look at it, like, is it a bad tasting cherry, or is it a good tasting cherry? So there's different ways to look at it, but on a technical level, this is a very good tobacco if you like vanilla. I can certainly say it tastes like vanilla. It doesn't taste fake. It's not overly sweet. It is sweet enough. It's a cool smoke. It's a consistent smoke. I know I'm repeating myself a ton, but it's a pretty good tobacco for the price too. It's cheap. It's not like $10 for 1.75 ounces or something. Not that that's that expensive, but it's a cheap bulk tobacco. So if you can find it, which you can, I got this at smokingpipes.com, by the way. It's pretty good. I wasn't blown away by it because it wasn't a super intense flavor. I want a really intense sweet flavor in a tobacco sometime, but I have yet to kind of find that. Well, no, I have found that like once or twice, but those tobaccos weren't very consistent with their flavor, and that was another issue. So overall, it's a good smoke. I would not probably get it again when I run out, because there's just so many other tobaccos out there, and there's so many other vanilla and maple flavored tobaccos out there. So this might just be an okay one. It may not be the best one, but it's not bad whatsoever. It is really, really good. So I will probably finish that entire pouch that I got. So that's saying something. It's pretty good. So anyway, that is it. I will see you later.